Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Gidlow Movie Show. Today we're actually recording it the day it goes up, which is very rare because I accidentally waited and posted the other one on Tuesday because I forgot about it on Saturday, and then we didn't have time on Wednesday to do it because I had to go do stuff, and then it was like, hey, I'm Daniel Gidlow, and I'm joined by Thomas Gidlow. Hi.
Hi, and I got sick.
Yeah, Thomas
didn't help either.
I'm
very sick.
Thomas is very sick. Let's all wish him well. Hopefully he feels better soon. And
in all seriousness, thank you. I am actually quite under the weather, so
yeah. Yep. So
but I'm trying to pull through today.
Yeah, if Thomas isn't super talkative, well, I'll be sure to talk more for him. But this is probably going to be a shorter episode anyway.
We're mailing it in.
Yeah, we're totally mailing. I mean, we're only doing it because we're forcing ourselves to, pretty much, at this point. No, it was just like today's kind of a slow news. Like it's been a slow news week, and we only have one movie to review, and there isn't a whole lot to talk about unless we go off on some crazy tangents. And
who knows?
Who knows? So, what should we do? What should we do first? Because
what should we do first?
Should we just go straight into the review, or?
Well, we can. I thought it was. Yeah, we can do that.
I don't know. Is there any? What news were we going to talk about exactly? Because
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't have much by way of news other than Ellen Page is gay.
Ellen Page is gay, and that's not. I was telling Tom before.
It's not news.
Yeah, it's not really like it's not surprising. It's not really news. Good for her. I'm glad she found the courage to do that. I couldn't even imagine doing something like that. But I mean. It's like it's for straight people. It's so freaking easy because it goes without saying.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything.
Yeah,
she did it. I watched the whole video. She looked pretty nervous. Like it was a nerve-wracking thing, and they gave her a standing ovation and everything. So
yeah,
I can't imagine what that must have been like because you could tell. And the thing was, going into it that she's going to say it, so it's in the back of her mind as you're watching this video.
Yeah.
So she's nervously sort of building up to it. You can feel like she is because you know it's coming. So it was quite interesting watching that video.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine being in that position. I was telling you before that I don't think it's necessarily fair because I don't think people should have to just say announce their orientation to the world. But when you're in that kind of position, you're almost kind of forced to because you're in the spotlight all the time, and it does more good than harm to come out now if you're well known because you can bring awareness to it and stuff. Absolutely, which I think is one of the reasons why she did it.
Yes, and I'm sure everybody that she spoke to was very happy that she did that because that's another famous voice that can lend to their thing, to their needs.
Yep. I'd like to see her in more. She hasn't been. She's going to be in X-Men. She's reprising her role as Kitty Pryde, who was played by two other actresses before they actually made her a real character in the third one. Because it was always a cameo thing for the first two movies, where it was a couple of different girls playing Kitty. But I hope
she would be in Inception too if they made a second one.
I doubt that. I don't know if Nolan would go back to Inception.
Is Nolan he should go back and whore out all his previous movies and just start making sequels.
Well, he uses the same actors repeatedly, so it's not to say that he might not go back to her eventually. Although he generally does it immediately. If they're not in the next movie, they're not going to continue on after that. Yeah. Because he went from Inception and took Tom Hardy from that, and then he went from Dark Knight Rises and took Anne Hathaway from that. So who knows who's going to be in what next? Oh yeah, he also took Joseph Gordon-Levitt from Inception.
Inception almost was like a Dark Knight Rises teaser,
pretty much, except for Robin and Bane were friends. Oh yeah. Well, they were those kind of two characters that didn't quite like each other, but picked on each other, but were in the same team, sort of thing. I need to go back and watch Inception because I haven't seen that.
And you have to remember what's his name is in it too.
Ken Watanabe.
Yeah.
Yep. From Batman Begins.
Ra's al Ghul.
Am I pronouncing that right, Mr. Raz Al Ghul? I'm gonna go away now.
Yeah, I'm the most useless character in this franchise.
Weren't you and I trying to desperately figure out whether that was the lady from?
I swear, yeah.
From the not Tim Burton movies, but the Joel Schumacher movies, where it was like,
the one where she was
Bruce Wayne, like that lady, a Gertie something.
Yeah, I don't know. She had a name.
Yeah. She was in both. She was in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. So wait, well, I gotta look that up again. Batman Forever.
I don't know that you could find that.
I know. I remember trying to find it like before, and it was driving me nuts. I can't remember if you really cared a whole lot, but I was trying to figure that out. Showgirl, no, girl on corner, teenage girl. Nope, no Gertie on there. It was something.
Yeah, searching is fun.
Anyway, so. Yeah, I'd like to see her. I like to see her in more big movies.
Yeah,
because she doesn't do a whole lot anymore.
Have you seen The Purge?
Oh yeah, the trailer came out for the second one. I have seen The Purge. Yeah. Sadly enough,
it wasn't any good.
It really wasn't anything to write home about. It was supposed to be, I think, kind of horror movie-ish. I mean, it was more so just like a home invasion thing, where it's like the scary is like, oh no, somebody's breaking into their house. But it's kind of a high concept. I liked the concept, where it's like, once every year or a couple years or something like that, they just let people fucking go nuts and do whatever they want. So it's an interesting concept, but it wasn't really executed too well on for the first one. And the second one seems like it's going to be more so everywhere else and less isolated.
Yeah, I didn't see the first one, but the trailer looked kind of good.
I haven't watched the full trailer. I only saw part of it, but I don't know. I'm holding out for it and hope it's good. But I'm trying to remember because I think Frank Grillo was cast in Purge 2, and I like Frank Grillo. It is, yeah, he's in there. He was the guy. I don't even know if you would know who Frank Grillo is. You saw Pride and Glory, right? Yeah, that was like one of my favorite movies. He was the bad cop, one of the bad cops. I just linked you his IMDb. Oh, he was in The Gray. He was in The Gray. He was the douchebag.
Oh, yeah, that helps.
He was the douchebag, Thomas. There weren't any other douchebags outside of the one douchebag in that movie. Although you've only seen The Gray once.
Yes.
I've seen it 3 times at this point. And that's one of my favorites. I have if you guys don't know, I have the Once More Into the Fray poem that Liam Neeson's dad's character wrote in the movie. I have it on my wall because I'm that big of a dork. But
he's 50 years old, whoever he is.
Frank Grillo? Wow, he's pretty good shape. Pretty good shape for 50. Meanwhile, Val Kilmer as Batman. I was just on Val Kilmer's IMDb. Oh boy. Anyway.
Letting himself go.
Yeah. Anyway, so on to our review, I would think. So we saw the Lego Movie. That's no surprise. We talked about it last week that we were going to review it. So Thomas, what did you think of the Lego Movie?
Well, I will say that my review will probably be a little bit less in depth than it may have been before, just because I can't remember most of it. But I found it to be a very, very charming movie, and I guess charming would be the best way to put it. It reminded me a lot of Up, in a way, because it had its sentimental moments, and
I don't think it was as emotional as Up.
No, but it's funny how they're able to, to suck you into that, to get you to care about the characters that are obviously just pieces of Legos that are created on a screen, and so. The story is your typical story. Obviously, it's not anything groundbreaking or anything, but, I liked the approach. I liked the way that it was made to look like stop motion, but it wasn't.
Yeah, well, it was elements of stop motion.
Oh, well, I read that it was all computer generated.
I had read that, Thomas, not to contradict you, but I had read that there was elements of stop motion, and it was like a combined thing of stop motion and CG. But, most of it was animated.
Yes. And I was kind of wondering how in the world... I had the point of the movie I knew where they were going to end up being in the real world. I was very eager to see how they were going to tie that all together. And they tied it together pretty well. It was a very, very interesting sort of dual aspect.
Yeah.
Of the Lego world and the real world.
Yeah.
That they blended very, very well. So I thought it was just a really fun time at the movies, because it's so rare when you go to a movie and sit down and just are able to enjoy a movie and be entertained and feel happy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't think it was something that too many people going to it expected. Like, I don't think they expected it to be at what it was.
No, I didn't really have much of an expectation. I didn't think it was going to be terrible, but I didn't think it was going to be great or anything. So I was just like, it's going to be middle of the road. But it was much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a very good time. Like, I have to say, like, I like, just upon immediate reaction, it was like, this is one of my favorite movies. Like, I enjoyed it a lot, a whole lot. But it was really weird, and I talked to you a little bit about this, was I went and saw it again on Sunday. And when I went and saw it originally, there was only maybe 10, 15 people maximum in the theater we went to. And it was me, Jordan, and Sly doing the movie night thing, and everybody was laughing. We were all laughing, although there was a hint of weed smell at before the movie started.
Oh, geez.
It smelled like somebody lit up in the theater. I didn't see any smoke anywhere though, but I could smell it.
That is legal where you're at.
Yeah, but not legal to smoke in the theater. But it was. Yeah, it was just funny. But everybody was laughing. Like, it was the first 10 minutes, we were all cracking up every 5 seconds. It was hilarious. And then I went and saw it again with Liz on Sunday, and this was in a full theater, full of kids. Like, there was only one kid at the screening we went to for the midnight thing. But for the just regular Sunday night show, it was completely dead. Like, there was, like, nobody laughing. There was, like, maybe within the first 10 minutes, maybe 1 or 2 laughs maximum, which is, I mean, that beginning sequence is joke after joke after joke after joke. And it kind of ruined it for me. Like, I was laughing, but nobody else was. And I was like, it was
the theater experience.
Yeah, the theatrical experience. Like, it was just kind of a buzzkill. Like, it was still just as funny to me, but to nobody else. Which was really kind of sad, because I remember seeing The Avengers multiple times, and everybody was laughing at the same parts each time. And right. And the Lego Movie reminded me of The Avengers, where it's this ensemble thing and has all these actors and these characters that you love. But it just wasn't landing for that audience that I saw it with the second time around, which kind of ruined it a little bit.
Yeah, that's got to be disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, because I like going to the theaters because I want to experience this movie with a crowd of people. Like, it's not generally the first time, yes, I want to just watch the movie, but I also like the experience of seeing it with other people. But then when I go see it again, I've already seen it, so I am now, like, trying to watch it through, because I know most of the people in the theater have not seen it multiple times, so I can kind of relive it as if it was new, because the laughs will be fresh and stuff like that. But maybe everybody had already seen it and they were just tired of it by the time it rolled around for Sunday, and I was with the theater full of people. But I really think it's a movie that's on par with The Avengers when it comes to just, like, the fact that it made me feel like a kid, because there were multiple parts throughout the Lego Movie where I was just smiling ear to ear, and it was the same way with The Avengers, where it was just like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm loving every minute of this.
They're very, very well, yeah, and then they're very. It's hard to say. They're very adept to the source material.
To the Lego source material,
which I know there's not a lot of Lego source material, but they're very, mindful of, It used to be when these people would make these movies and stuff, they'd make it in their own sort of twisted, sort of...
It's like, okay, the only way to make a Lego movie
way.
is just to add a story to it. Maybe a love story or like something that has nothing to do with the actual Legos. Right. They're just telling a story with the Legos.
They would make these movies like with just these horrible stories, and they would warp and kind of morph the thing. And the newer the way that these people are doing it now, they're actually... taking people's experiences with these things and using them, like with the Legos and how you build things and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like the thematic elements and the story in general tie into you as a kid playing with Legos. Like that, I was very surprised how it all came together like that. Like I never would have thought they would have done a movie like this where it is about Legos building. And then it ties into your childhood experience of just putting things together and being creative, or having these kits that have instructions where you put them together, which is what I do now. Like I buy the kits and build the Batmobile and stuff like that. I love doing that. Liz has put together about like 10 different Star Wars ships. We have the Millennium Falcon actually.
Really?
Yeah, she wants the Death Star, but that thing's like $250 or something like that.
See, I never got into it like that. Whenever we had Legos, I just like building things. I didn't like it. I never built anything specific. Like I would always build like a tower or something.
Yeah, well, mom was pretty restrictive about Legos. Like, growing up, I never had a Lego set. We didn't have Legos. She didn't like the small pieces.
We had like hand-me-down Legos from somewhere, and like we just had a pile of.
I didn't have a.
Some were bigger, some were smaller.
Yeah. My Lego experiences were either going to Tyler's or going to Nick's down the road, because Nick had a big chest full of just random Lego pieces that we would fuck around with. But I never myself had a bucket of Legos. I would have loved a bucket of Legos. But, it was just, it really tapped into that. The biggest thing I was very surprised about was when it came to a movie where you have, Batman and, just all these other licensed characters, like Wonder Woman and stuff like that. I mean, a part of the ensemble cast of it, it was pretty much just Batman, who was like the main random licensed character that was running around with them. But I was very surprised that I cared more about other characters other than Batman. Like, I enjoyed Batman, but I think my favorite character leaving the movie would have had to have been Bad Cop, because right.
So you're surprised it wasn't Batman?
I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised that I actually liked. Because going in, I was like, oh, I can't wait till Batman shows up. But, when Batman showed up, I was already, enamored. I loved Emmett. I loved Bad Cop. I Lord Business and, what was Morgan Freeman's character's name? Neruvius or something like that?
Oh, Vitruvius.
Vitruvius.
Virtuous or something.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that. But, yeah, I was really into the characters that they were creating for the movie, as opposed to Shaquille O'Neal or Batman. I liked the random cameos a lot of the time. From when it came to, I don't know if we should ruin it, but when it came to some of the cameos later, and it's cameos that are Legos from movie properties, and they have actual voices from the people who played the characters. That was hilarious to me. But
yeah,
I'm talking
Star Wars and all.
Yeah, with Lando Calrissian.
That was surprising because my roommate was with me in the theater, and I was like, I know that's Billy D. Williams.
Yeah,
I know it's obviously not Harrison Ford, and I'm pretty sure that's Anthony Daniels.
That was Anthony Daniels, and
and I was right. I found out later that I was right on all three counts.
Yeah, I looked it up. Yeah. It would have been cool if it was Harrison Ford, but
I don't know why they couldn't have gotten Harrison Ford to do that.
I don't. Yeah, it's just come into the studio. It's literally 20 minutes.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, he's being old and curmudgeon-y about it, baby. No, I don't. You think they would have tried to contact him about it, but
that would have been hilarious.
That would
have they had Harrison Ford playing it.
It was still funny by itself. I liked the payoff to the joke about stealing the hyperdrive.
Yes.
But it was just it just really tapped into something, and I loved it. I loved that anytime Bad Cop got angry, he had to have a chair to throw around. Like right when they first escape the city and get out of the hole, and Bad Cop is there, like one of the robots just sets a chair there so he can start beating it up. Like I thought, like just little subtle jokes like that and everything were really funny to me. But ultimately, I highly recommend it. It's a very good movie. Hopefully, you have a better crowd than we did. Well, I did when.
At least you had a crowd. When we went in there was maybe 20 people there or so.
That's not too bad.
We went in the afternoon though, so
that's not too bad. I like I said, there's only like 10 people in the one that the first screening, and we were all laughing.
The kids loved it. Kids were all about it.
I guess the kids that I had were all drugged up or something, because the kids for the Sunday show were just not like laughing at it hardcore. Then the I don't know what the deal was, but I saw it in a different theater, and it was. The sound was kind of low. Like, I mean, when Liz and I go, we sit in the back row, but it wasn't that big of a theater, and it was kind of quiet. It was really weird. Like, I was expecting it to be louder, but because usually it's loud in a movie theater, but whatever.
Right.
But yeah, highly recommend go see it. It's a very good movie. One of my favorite, probably comedies. And
I'm surprised that you would put it up there that high so soon.
It really
that impactful.
Like 20 minutes into the movie, I just kept saying to Jordan, I was like, "This is the best movie ever!" Like, because I was just so into it. I was getting so into it, and it tapped into something for me. And the second time around, it was the same thing. It just kind of reaffirmed it. I just wish the experience would have been better, but I can't wait till that comes out on Blu-ray, so I can own it to my Blu-ray collection.
And you can watch it to your heart's content.
Yes.
Over and over again.
Yes. But there's been people asking for a Blu-ray update for me. I haven't really gotten too many. I had gone, like, when I first moved into the Creature House, I just kind of went on a spree where I bought hundreds of Blu-rays and spent a lot of money on Blu-rays. There was a point where I was like, any movie I would want to see, it was like Cyber Week on Amazon last year, or not last year, but the year before, and I went nuts. And I said I went through like 100 pages on Amazon of the Blu-ray section, and I was like, any movie I would ever want to see, I'm gonna buy. And I ended up buying. I have to have. Well, I know I have hundreds of Blu-rays, but I have to have a lot of those by this point. But I haven't gotten more than maybe 20 or 30 in the last year. I kind of wheeled that back and kept the addiction down, just because I don't watch as many movies anymore. I more so watch a lot more TV now that I'm with Liz and we're just hanging out watching stuff on the couch.
Plus, it does add up, all those.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, the thing is, if I ever go broke, I can just sell them all. So
you would hope.
I would hope. I'll just take it to like GameStop or something and trade it in, get a horrible rate, but at least I'll walk out with hundreds of dollars. Yeah. Although I spent a lot more than hundreds of dollars on those Blu-rays. Anyway, so those are our two main topics.
Yeah, well, how long have we been talking so far?
Like 20 minutes.
25, not even 25 minutes yet.
Nope. Welcome to the longest podcast of your life, Thomas. So I'm coming to North Carolina next week.
Yes, but we'll give it a better shot next week.
Yeah. Well, we're not done yet.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
I was
mailed it in.
No, we're not mailing it. I was bringing up a different topic.
Well, it feels like it because I'm not 100%.
Oh.
If I was 100%, it would be a little better.
I got you. Well, I was just bringing up another topic. I'm coming to North Carolina next week, and we're going to hang out. We're going to watch movies. I'm trying to. You had said you hadn't seen something that I wanted to bring so you could watch. Oh
boy.
I can't remember now. Damn it. I was thinking about it earlier, too. Well,
something that you had that we needed to watch.
Not that we needed to watch. It was just something that I wanted to watch with you.
That happened last week. So
yeah. No, it didn't happen on the podcast. I think I can't remember when it happened, but you and I were talking about something. I was like, oh, you haven't seen that? We should watch it. But anyway, don't worry about it. But I think we're going to have some sort of like I'm gonna bring some movies that we could watch together, but I'm trying to think of, I don't know. Anyway, hi, I'm Dan.
Yes. Anything else going on in the world of Danz?
Well, I was gonna say
interesting to discuss.
I saw RoboCop, but I don't really want to review it until you see it. So I think that might be one of the movies we go see when we're there.
Ender's Game comes out on Blu-ray. You gonna buy that?
Maybe. I've heard very good things about it.
It's out now, apparently.
I don't know when I would get the chance to sit down and watch it. Yeah, I don't know. It looked all right. It looked kind of generic to me, but then again, I'm sure it isn't. Like I've heard, like I said, really good things. That was Orson Scott Card or whatever his name is, right? Like something Scott Card, the guy who based on a book by whatever his name is,
Harrison Ford,
and based on a book by Harrison Ford. Yes. Yeah, it is Orson Scott Card.
Running wild.
Harrison Ford is doing like a lot more random things recently when it comes to like his picks, because I mean,
gotta make the money while you still can.
Yeah, well, he's never seemed like a guy who's like, I gotta make the money while I still can. It's been more so like, well, if this doesn't work out, back to carpentry I go. But it's just kind of worked out. But like, I mean, I'm just looking at his resume of recent times. Like he had Firewall, Indiana Jones, Crossing Over. You watched Crossing Over, didn't you? Didn't we watch it together?
Very good movie. We did. We both did.
That was a pretty good movie. I completely agree. Extraordinary Measures, production manager Ted Gidlow.
Yes.
Extraordinary Measures. I don't think that did crazy well or anything, but I don't know if it was supposed to. But yeah, Extraordinary Measures, Morning Glory, where he played the news anchor. Like it's weird seeing him in romantic comedies every once in a while. Cowboys and Aliens. I was thinking about that movie earlier.
I still haven't seen that movie.
You haven't seen that movie? It's pretty bland. It's for a movie called Cowboys and Aliens. It plays it pretty straight, but it was kind of generic. It was like one of those movies where it's like it has all of those big tentpole movie check mark things where it's like, okay, there needs to be a character who doesn't know how to do this, so by the end of the movie he learns how to do it. Like there's a doctor who can't shoot well. Oh, well, by the end he can shoot pretty well. There's a kid who's afraid and doesn't have the courage to stand up, but by the end he has the courage to stand up. Like it's one of those things where it's just like kind of like by the end of it. But 42, I still haven't seen that. Did you see that?
What is it called now?
42, the movie about Jackie Robinson.
I have not seen that either.
He played like the manager or something of the team. I don't know. Paranoia. What the hell is that? You see it? Oh yeah, Paranoia. That was the movie with him and Gary Oldman.
Oh, I think I saw a poster about that.
Where they were like the two titans of industry going against each other. It was the Air Force One reunion there.
It's true. I had a chance to see that movie, but I had to go see. I can't think of it off the top of my head. It was a sequel with shoot. What was that movie called? It was terrible.
Die Hard.
Which narrows it down, huh?
Die Hard.
No, this was when I was in Martinsville. I had a choice to see that movie or a sequel. I can't think of the name of the movie. But I can't even believe it had a sequel. It was terrible.
It was out in August 2013.
September. Yeah, it was August. So it was
2013 movie releases. I'm on the hunt, Thomas. I'm on the hunt.
You're on the hunt?
No. Percy Jackson. No. You did, yes.
That's the one.
That's what it was.
Sea of Creatures or whatever the hell it was.
It was called Sea of Creatures. Percy.
Oh, did I get it right? I guess.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Sea of Monsters.
I was going to say, Sea of Creatures is a terrible title.
Sea of Creatures. Well, we'll wait for the Creatures movie, Sea of Creatures.
Yeah, so between the two, I had the choice to see Paranoia and that, and I had to go see that, and it was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was god-awful. I don't know how the first one managed to get made into a sequel, but...
Yeah, well, Stanley Tucci.
I guess they apparently made some money on the first one.
Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, that was the guy. I was trying to think of there was one decent actor in there. Like, why the hell did he get dragged into this?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a movie where Stanley Tucci was bad in it. Like, it's like, man, this movie sucks, but Stanley Tucci's pretty good. But, I'm looking at more so his recent stuff. Ender's Game, Anchorman 2, and then The Expendables. Like, for Harrison Ford. He just has, like, this real... He's going the eclectic route recently, and then he has Star Wars as Han Solo. But
Oh, is that a new character? Are they adding a new character?
I think
to it?
so. I'm surprised to see him in a Star Wars movie, but we'll see what
Did he
JJ.
play somebody's grandpa?
We'll see what JJ can do with him, I guess.
Yeah, maybe you can turn him into a decent character.
Yeah.
Somebody that'll be remembered.
Yeah, only Spielberg can get a good performance out of him. Oh, sometimes. Although, speaking of phoning it in, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. He was trying. He was definitely I'm okay. I don't want to.
He was trying.
He
I don't
was
think
trying.
anybody else was.
Carrie Allen was just they drugged her up and she showed up on set, I think, and here's a topic. Shia LaBeouf. Have you followed anything that's happened with him recently?
Well, didn't he hasn't he gone kind of crazy?
Yes. Okay, so this is something very weird and something I wasn't really too aware of until recently. But I guess he had a spat back and forth with Jim Carrey on Twitter or something like that. And just at one point he tweeted that he is no longer a celebrity. And
Right.
so he no longer wants to be treated as a celebrity. He is not a celebrity, the end, blah, blah, blah. So he's no longer famous, is what he has stated. And then he showed up on a red carpet with a tux on and then a bag on his head that said, "I am not famous," or "I'm not a celebrity." And he's just going fucking nuts. And then I think for a press conference for movies coming out in Nymphomaniac, Volume 1 and 2, he just showed up, quoted something, and then walked off the panel. So he's kind of just trying to either be, shocking, or he's legitimately trying in the worst way to not be famous or noteworthy anymore. I can understand if you're an actor and you just want to act. I can understand that, but the route he took when it came to making movies, he went pretty much straight to blockbusters. Well, not straight to blockbusters, but he's been in so many blockbusters at this point.
Yeah.
That it's hard to be an incognito actor. But more recently, he's been doing more independent-ish stuff, more dramatic stuff, which is absolutely fine. But he's doing this weird thing. He just did this thing in L.A. where it was an art kind of thing, an art gallery sort of thing. I watched the Screen Junkies did a video where those are the guys who do the Honest Trailers, where Hal Rudnick, their main guy over there, went to this thing. It was this weird art kind of installation thing.
Just reading this article here about his hashtag I am sorry art exhibit.
Hashtag I am sorry. It says it on the door. People were waiting in line for hours to get in. And what it is you go into the room and Shia LaBeouf is sitting in there with a bag on his head that says I am not a celebrity. So Hal Rudnick goes in there and he's like, "Hi Shia, how are you?" And he's just like, "Are you going to take the bag off your head?" He's like, can I take the bag off your head? And he takes the bag off his head and he's fucking crying. He's he has tears welling in his eyes, and he's sitting there not saying a thing. And he's just like, "Are you gonna say anything?" Or, I'm gonna be honest, this is pretty creepy. He's just sitting there talking to him. He's like, "I'm gonna show you a clip from Even Stevens on the Disney Channel," and he shows him this clip. He's like, "What happened to that kid? I watch that clip and I see a nice kid. I don't see this. What happened to cause this?" And he's just like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's not responding absolutely at all. And it's like this 4-minute long thing where he's just talking to him, and it's really creepy and weird.
It's a video?
Yes.
I gotta see this.
It's he's legitimately just sitting in a room with tears in his eyes.
You've got to find me.
Letting people come in and interact with him. Although he's not interacting with them, he's just sitting there. I can link it to you.
Because I'm reading the article, I didn't see.
It's anybody who waited in line could go in and sit and sit down with him. And it's seemingly there's no cap limit for the amount of time they could be in there. At one point he was just like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna go." He's like, "Unless you want me to stay," and then he doesn't say anything. It's really weird and very creepy, and I don't get it.
Oh, the Screen Junkies themselves actually went in?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
it was Hal Rudnick.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize who that was at first.
Really, really weird.
Wow, the people are getting pissed at them.
It has negative. Well, it's art, guys. wow, okay, I really like Screen Junkies up till now, but this behavior is just disgusting. What the fuck? They were going to, I don't know. It's really weird. Like,
I can't believe there's this many people waiting to see him.
yeah, there's a lot of people waiting, like a lot of time. Tuesday through Sunday, 11 to 6.
So, yeah, he's just sitting there. That is too weird.
It's very weird. It's very, very weird.
Like,
there's a barcode on that bag. I wonder if you scanned it, it would do something. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's one of the weirder things I've seen.
Could this all be some sort of ploy?
Probably. Like, I don't know. I really don't know, but it's creepy. I don't know.
I will definitely have to watch this in its entirety later because it looks freaking weird.
It is really weird. Like, I understand like how like the way he's talking to him can kind of come off dickish, but like I don't see it as a sincere act of apology. The guy's just like, if you apologize, you release a statement. You don't sit in a room for what it was 7 hours and let people come in and talk to you and you not do anything. Maybe he would talk to people if they didn't record, but like one of the ladies said, like, he was just sitting in there crying, and I dried his tears with a Kleenex. Like, it's what is that supposed to do? What is the goal outside of to get people to talk about it, like we are right now? Like,
well, that's what I mean. Could it be? They're showing the clip of the even Steven. And he's not even looking at the clip.
No, he's just looking straight forward. It's really creepy. I don't know what I would do in that situation. I'd probably be like kind of like freaked out. I would just be like, "What? Why?"
Well, maybe it's to me, it just seems like it shows you the depths that he goes into for this character that he's playing in this movie, I guess, because it's supposed to be some sort of crazy nymphomaniac,
but he doesn't play like a crazy character in it, though. Well, he actually puts on an English accent in that movie. I was watching a clip from it, and yeah, I don't know. The movie, I'm not a big Lars von Trier fan. It's directed by Lars von Trier. He directed Antichrist, and Antichrist had some, kind of mutilation sexual stuff in it, and I wasn't really into that. And he makes really.
I'm gonna have to watch this video from the beginning to get the context to see whether or not it's really a setup or not. But I mean, I can't believe it's a setup though, because I think they just heard about it and they went.
Oh, you're talking about the Screen Junkies guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They just heard about it and went. That's exactly what it was. I
mean, were they the first ones in on them though?
What do you mean?
Were they the first ones in?
No, they were waiting in line. They had to get in line.
I wonder what the other accounts were.
They go through the line getting people before they go in, and like got some people coming out.
Oh, they got people coming out too?
Yeah. That's like, there was one lady who was like, he was just in there crying, and I felt bad, and I held his hand, and I dried his tears. Like, it's just really weird. How do you sit in a room for like 7 hours? And what the fuck is he apologizing for?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry for being famous. Like, I don't understand. Like, what? Okay, so the thing that people were probably going off on about was like, Hal was kind of like, why are you're a millionaire? Why are you sitting in here sad? Like, he's just like, you are a millionaire kind of thing. But
that is too weird.
I guess he has time to burn. He has time to burn to sit in a room.
What does Jerry O'Connell have to do with it?
He probably did a parody. I don't know. Jerry O'Connell is kind of an attention guy for some reason. I don't know. He's like, Jerry O'Connell's done like parody stuff a lot. I don't know. What are you looking at?
Oh, Funny or Die response from Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah, like I remember when the whole Tom Cruise thing happened. Jerry O'Connell did a parody thingamajig. Oh, Jerry O'Connell. Sliders. What a good show.
Are they going to remake that?
I would love to make a Sliders movie. If I had the opportunity, I would. Because it was such a good show. It was like such a good warp of Quantum Leap. Like, it was pretty much Quantum Leap, but the universe changed as opposed to the character. Like, Each time it was a different concept for a alternate universe, and I really liked that. But yeah, I'm Dan. Shia LaBeouf is nuts.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at his Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he did go kind of nuts. His last like 50 tweets are "I am not famous anymore."
Yep. He's drilling it in that he's not famous anymore by continuing to be famous. That's something you can't choose. Like, you can't choose to not be famous. The thing is, like,
I don't know what his problem
at this point, he's becoming infamous. Like, I don't know. We could talk about that for hours. And hours and hours. But, I don't know. Really, really strange behavior, and I don't get it. I'm surprised I didn't think about that before. It's just me looking at Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull that made me think of it.
Meta-modernist manifesto.
What? Does he?
This is no. I'm just.
Does he have a manifesto?
Going off his Twitter, there's this website called metamodernism.org that it links off of his Twitter page. Maybe this has something to do with it.
Is he modernist Jordan? Or why did I call you Jordan?
I don't
Thomas.
know.
Jordan.
What?
I called you Jordan because I am having a brain aneurysm apparently.
I see. Thank you for having an aneurysm.
You're welcome. Brain damage.
Yes. I have 17 things up, like videos that I was watching. I was watching Seinfeld, How It Began.
Oh, that's a good one.
Before you called. And I haven't seen that. And then I've got the Lego Movie Complete B-roll ready to roll.
Lego. Oh, yeah, I think it.
I haven't seen that either. It's 15 minutes long. And then the We Confront Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
It's like an emo beef eater. It must be unsettling to see him doing this in person. He's wearing earplugs.
Is he?
That's what some commenter said.
Oh, I didn't notice. I don't know.
Maybe he is prepping for a role.
Very, very strange.
Yes, he is a strange dude.
Anyway, what else we got?
No, I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of the thing that Joaquin Phoenix did.
I was thinking that as well, actually.
Yeah,
I was gonna bring that up, but then I forgot. Yeah,
I couldn't think of his name.
Where Joaquin Phoenix quit acting. I remember when that happened. That was a pretty big thing. Like the interview. I'm thinking of the David Letterman thing, but the thing where he actually announced that he wasn't doing acting anymore, and he was doing a rapping career. Like that, where he officially announced it. It was like on Entertainment Tonight or something like that, where he talked to the guy and he was like, "Yeah, not acting anymore." He's like, starting a rapping career, and the guy laughed as if it was a joke. He's like, "What is this, a joke to you or something?" Or like, it was really weird. I'm glad Joaquin Phoenix is back to acting, like, you know, and not wasting 2 years of his life on a fake documentary that probably not too many people saw. But like, because he was in The Master as well, opposite Philip Seymour Hoffman, and those two together were really great performance wise. But I don't know what this would be promoting currently. Like,
well, that's the thing. He didn't know at the time either what Joaquin was doing either.
Yeah, it's true.
So maybe he's just, I don't know, trip off the old. Have you seen anything about this movie called The Bag Man?
I don't believe so.
This looks really bad.
Does it star Shia LaBeouf?
No, John Cusack is the star.
Oh,
the posters look really bad. In theaters February 28th.
We just watched a trailer with Mr. John Cusack.
Yeah.
Wait, Robert De Niro.
Yeah, but guess who else is in it? Crispin Glover.
Yeah, I know. I saw. What the fuck?
The posters look horrible. They look like something like.
Yeah, that looks pretty bad. Inspired by the story "The Cat" by Marie-Louise Von Franz.
It's a taut crime thriller that follows the story of Jack, a tough guy with chronic bad luck but human touches. What?
Robert De Niro as Dragna.
Yeah.
That poster, he's just doing Robert De Niro face. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I. Plot centers around the anticipated arrival of Dragna, who has summoned Jack and a host of shady characters to a remote location for unknown reasons.
What the fuck is this? Killing Season?
What?
Killing Season, starring John Travolta and Robert De Niro.
De Niro's doing another one?
De Niro's doing 80 million different movies right now. He's pulling a, well, he's not even pulling a Harrison Ford. He's just being in a lot of stuff. He is in a lot of stuff. He's
Killing Season, it's called?
Yeah.
Where is that? I don't see it.
It's
You have to link it.
It was like a referred thing. Here, let me click it to you.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
So there's that. But no, like Robert De Niro, let's see. He had a gap between 2000 and 2010 where he was in maybe like 20 movies. He completely skipped out 2003, didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And like was just kind of in random things, but like not in a whole lot. And then the last 2-3 years from 2011, since 2011, he has made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 movies. He's been in 18 movies.
Well, a couple of those were TV series.
No, I didn't count those.
Oh, wow.
I skipped TV shows and just did movies.
That's ridiculous.
Guy is like doing a really top heavy end of his career. Just because
trying to get that money again, just like Harrison Ford.
I don't think when you're the age that these two men are, they're trying to get the money. You think at this point they could live off of residual checks?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, you always want more for your families and their families and stuff.
That's true, but like
they're setting up the future.
It's sad to see it go that way though, because they have such amazing careers. Not to say that Harrison Ford is doing bad movies, but Robert De Niro is doing everything right now.
Right, but you can't blame them. It's the way the Hollywood's going. Hollywood doesn't care. There's no sacrilege in Hollywood anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
What do they care?
Mark Steven Johnson. Why does that name sound familiar? He's directing The Killing Season. Oh, okay. He directed Daredevil and Ghost Rider. Interesting. And now he's directed Killing Season, starring John Travolta and the other guy, Robert De Niro. John Travolta's beard looks drawn on in that poster. Huh?
No, the power flickered.
No, I said John Travolta's beard in that poster looks drawn on. Just like it kind of...
Wouldn't surprise me.
Kind of like it did in Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh, there goes the power again.
Uh-oh. Getting some flickering going on?
We got some flickering going on.
Don't lose your internet. That's an important thing, because then we won't be able to be seen or heard. Speaking of...
Because we are being seen right now.
Yeah, well, people were asking about... apparently Robert De Niro replaced Nicolas Cage for that Killing Season movie.
Really?
According to the trivia. But people were asking for face cam for this. Like, that'd be kind of... It wouldn't be impossible to do, but it
would be kind of silly.
It's purposefully an audio podcast. Like, we are intending it to be an audio podcast, not a video podcast. So you probably won't see video unless we do, like, something random when we're in North Carolina
together. Who wants to stare at our ugly mugs?
Yeah, our ugly mugs. With two
or my ugly mug.
Two ugly mugs. Yeah, because I'm so good looking. The apple does not fall far from the tree, Thomas.
I don't know how to take that. So. Compliment or not. Indeed.
Hey, Patrick Stewart just retweeted like Ellen Page saying, "Thank you, HRC and everyone for all the love and support, X." And then Patrick Stewart said, "I'll chime in with mine."
Oh, that's nice.
That's very cool.
He seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah, him and
coolest of the cool.
Him and Ian McKellen just seem like best friends now. Like, yes. The way they tweet sometimes, like Patrick Stewart is such a goofy dude. They're both really goofy dudes. It's really strange.
Enjoying life.
Yeah, and it's really great to see that. Because I had like they tweeted a picture of Ian McKellen in a Broncos and and Patrick
Yes.
Stewart in the Sea Gates or Sea Lions or whatever the hell Seattle is.
Seahawk. Good lord.
I don't know.
Seagates?
I don't follow sports a whole lot.
Obviously.
So like, yeah, I just thought it was funny. But they were both holding like a soccer ball, like a football. It was funny.
Oh yeah.
So it was just like they look. Ian McKellen looked surprised too. I don't know. I love seeing them.
Did you see the picture of Patrick Stewart in his Seahawks jersey doing a push-up with one hand?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's just
Pretty impressive.
It's so great seeing like them just having fun with life. But like when you think about like watching like special features on Star Trek, where he's saying like he used to be this really stuck up guy, and he thought everybody joking around was a little too much, and so for the first season he was trying to take it really seriously, but everybody else was
Right.
goofing around, and they thought he was took things too seriously, and then they slowly warped him into this like they all goofed around on set and stuff like that. Like I just like the idea of that. He was like this kind of not curmudgeon-y, but like really serious, trying to take it very serious actor. But as they came into their own, they all got comfortable and just became really good friends. So
Indeed.
now I'm just imagining Ian McKellen, Jonathan Frakes, and Patrick Stewart all hanging out. What's this?
I meant to show you this earlier.
There's a picture that somebody photoshopped. Patrick Stewart doing the one-armed push-up, but like rotated his arm, so it's like they took his other arm that was off the ground and made it look like he's doing a zero-armed push-up. I like that.
Well, George Takei put the picture up on his page. It said Patrick Stewart doing a one-arm push-up at 73. Your argument is invalid. And then the number one response was the photoshopped. No, he said that other image is photoshopped. Here's the real one.
Oh yeah.
And with the zero arms, yeah.
They didn't want to freak people out, so they had to Photoshop it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Either way, quite impressive.
Either way. Oh boy. Well, anyway.
That's really well done, though. It looks pretty seamless.
Well, yeah, you could tell it's like an inverse thing, but yeah, the connection is perfect. It's only the lighting that throws it off.
Yeah. The lighting hitting the arms at the same angle.
It's like that one of Hugh Jackman where he was like he had Instagrammed a picture where he was like lifting like 300 pounds or something like that. It was pretty insane. But I remember watching an interview and he was like, it looked like you were bragging a little bit. He was like, well, this is probably the only time I'm ever going to be in the shape of my life, so might as well document it. Like, it wasn't so much a me gloating thing, but I thought it was funny.
Well, that's the thing. He never has to really be in that kind of shape all the time unless he's doing Wolverine.
And he's talking seriously about not doing Wolverine anymore, which makes me very sad. But
well, I mean, yeah, but how many times can you get to that shape and then just let yourself go, and then get to that shape and let yourself go again?
Yeah,
that's got to be getting.
It's absolutely true.
Old.
Well, like he had that with between what's it called? Les Mis and Les Mis and Wolverine. The Wolverine. He got really skinny and then really buff again. Yeah. So it's got to really take a toll on your body. Well, it was like Christian Bale with The Machinist, where he went from very skinny to packing on the pounds, and he stated that he realized he's done irreparable damage to his body because of losing so much weight and then just packing it all back on. But
that's not good.
Well, Christian Bale's the kind of guy who does that consistently, where he'll lose a lot of weight and then play a character where he has to be chubby or something. He has the pot belly in
the American Hustle.
Yeah, he put on like a pot belly for it. But I'm trying to find that picture of Hugh Jackman lifting the weight, but I cannot find it. I'm scouring his Instagram.
But it's quite impressive.
Yes, sir. Well,
because he takes it pretty seriously. He has quite the buff body when he is portraying this character.
Yeah, well, he even goes as far as to he learned this technique on Les Mis, where if you dehydrate yourself for 48 hours before you film, you'll look more emaciated. Like your water weight your immediate visible water weight goes away. So since he was playing like this beggar sort of character, he did that so he would look, not well. Like he would look skinny and emaciated. And for Wolverine, he did the same thing because it does, like, if you're buff, it does that, but it also your veins will pop more and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So he did that, and I remember him saying, it gave him some bad headaches, but it was worth it for the look. And it's one of those things where you're sacrificing your physical health.
Yeah.
And, just for a movie. And it's not that, like, not everybody looks at it as like, oh, it's not just a movie, it's my work. But, like, I don't know. You're kind of drawing a line there that I don't think it's always that healthy to cross. But.
Well, it also brings into question, sometimes you wonder how these guys get like this. Like, how they're able to lose the weight so fast and add weight so fast and build these muscle bodies, and who really knows what they do.
Yeah. What was funny was Hugh Jackman tweeted out. Do you know who Pete Holmes is?
I don't think so.
Pete Holmes is the guy who does the College Humor Batman parodies, which I had to have shown you at some point. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You said College Humor parodies?
Like the
yeah.
Harvey dead, can we trust him? Sort of thing. So he has his own show on TBS now. Conan gave him a talk show. He's after Conan. He's on at midnight. He's in Conan's old slot, pretty much. So he's on at midnight, and he's done this parody series called X-Men, where he's Xavier, and he's firing all of the X-Men individually. And he did one for Wolverine, where he's like, okay, Wolverine, who is our main nemesis? And he's like, Magneto. And he's like, what can Magneto manipulate? And he's like, metal. And he's like, what are you primarily made out of? And he's like, metal. And he's like, yeah, but I could ride my motorcycle at him, and I could like claw him. And he's like, okay, what is the motorcycle made out of? And he's like, tubes. It was just like something so stupid. And Hugh Jack. Oh, there, you found it. Okay. And Hugh Jack.
Yeah, within 5 seconds of looking for it, I found it.
Yeah, I was going through his Twitter. And like Hugh Jackman ended up tweeting out the video of it. I thought it was hilarious because he's like essentially making fun of his character in the movie. But yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I saw it too, actually.
Isn't that sick? Yeah.
Yeah, I found the actual tweet, though. It has the full picture. It's not cut off, Thomas.
Oh, sorry.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
He said in the tweet, let me give you the actual tweet. His quote in the tweet is, if the bar ain't bending, then you're just pretending. Hashtag X-Men, hashtag Days of Future Past.
That's funny.
God, that is freaking insane. The bar is bending because there's so much weight on it. God. Yeah, he was a lot more beast looking in Days of Futures Past.
The laters, yeah, that seems like the later ones.
He started off pretty small in the first one. Like he was normal size, but he's only gotten more and more like rugged as he's gone along. Because he was pretty buff in Wolverine, but it looks like he's going to be even like bigger in Days of Futures Past. So here's hoping it's good. I mean, I hope they don't mess it up.
No, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to mess it up.
Hope they put out another trailer soon, because when we went and saw RoboCop, we saw a trailer for the one they had released. I really like that trailer. I just like that, Sorry, threw away something. What?
I saw a picture of him in Les Miserables.
Les Miserables.
Yeah, he has the beard and the hair all messed up, and
yeah, his hair was all patchy. He was that. Have you seen that movie?
No. Is this more artist rendering or
what?
Because this looks pretty hideous. If this is true.
What? Oh yeah, that looks like it was like concept sort of thing.
The veins on his arms are just ridiculous.
Oh well, that's yeah, that looks like, I don't know. That's really weird. looks more so like concept art.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
Like,
Well, no, I could show you a picture from X-Men or from the Wolverine where he was really veiny. Like that was the look he was going for. That's what the dehydration does.
yeah.
Where it shows more veins. I can't remember what the term was called. I remember that's really what they wanted to go for the Wolverine. They wanted him to be very veiny, or he wanted him to be very veiny. I wonder what the Aronofsky version of the Wolverine would have been like, because Darren Aronofsky was set to direct, and then once I guess they had to film in Japan, and this was right after the tsunami. He was going to be filming in Japan for like a year or something like that, and he didn't want to spend that much time away from his family, which makes sense. But you think signing on, you would know that it's going to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a picture. Obviously, it's
It's crazy. I'm just looking at all these pictures of Hugh Jackman that, like him in normal life, like walking around and stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird knowing that he is going to be playing Wolverine? Like, he's walking around town and, like, nobody really realizes this, I suppose, but I don't know. It's just really weird.
Well,
That whole thought process.
they're just like us, Thomas.
Yes.
There's a picture.
And this is of
The Wolverine. It was promotional
I
stuff.
was just going through Google Images and saw it. Like, I mean, amazing. That's how ripped he was when he was doing. That was the first one, right? Wolverine.
No. This was the Wolverine. It was the one that came out right after Les Mis.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna be. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
How old is he now? He's like 40 something, right?
He's got to be getting closer to 50.
Yeah. I don't know. Hugh Jackman is like one of my favorite actors.
He's the coolest dude too.
He's 45.
I mean, he's a really
45.
cool dude.
Have you seen The Prestige? You had to have seen The Prestige.
I have seen it. Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
That's probably my favorite performance of his, just because he plays obsessed so well. I absolutely love that movie. That's my favorite movie, by the way, if nobody knows that. The Prestige,
Yes,
if you have not seen it,
I
I highly recommend it. It's an excellent movie. But, yeah, I don't know. Now we're just getting to the point where we're just talking random stuff and linking pictures back.
Random things.
This is more so
yes.
like when we're just like talking.
This is basically exactly how we act when we're.
Yeah, this is like when I was talking about how you and I would just talk movies, and I said we should have recorded that. That's pretty much what this is. It's completely scatterbrained, random, like Hugh Jackman. We bounced around from like Harrison Ford to Robert De Niro to Patrick Stewart to Hugh Jackman, X-Men, Ellen Page.
Yeah.
Going all the way around here. Oh, God. Ellen Page. But, yeah. I don't know. We could probably wrap it up now unless there's something else you want to talk about.
No, I think that'd be a good idea. I know this week was going to be a little bit more different than usual.
Yeah, it's not always going to be a 2-hour-long podcast. It's really dependent on how much news there is and how much we have to talk about. If you guys would like to suggest random topics for us to discuss, whether it comes to filmmaking or what are our thoughts on, something, we obviously haven't talked about necessarily, we've talked about, the whole Harvey Weinstein, I'm not putting guns in my movies sort of thing. Like, and then we talk about the idea of that. Like, like if you just have different ideas or topics you'd like us to touch on, feel free to leave some questions and we'll get to them on a day where there isn't a whole lot of news. So,
indeed.
So next,
I liked answering the questions. That's a fun part of the whole deal.
Yes, sir. So next week it will be the trio Gidlow movie show, where you get one more Gidlow per square inch of the show. Not real. Well, it's just one. So our sister Kelly Gidlow will be tagging in with us, and it will be Thomas, Daniel, and Kelly Gidlow. All of us hopping in.
It should be interesting.
It should be interesting. Kelly, I was talking to her yesterday. She's so excited. She is very excited to join the podcast, and she said she's been watching a lot of movies. She's actually been watching some movies that I haven't had the chance to see yet, so that'll be interesting. So it'll be live remote. No, it won't be live, but it'll be a remote Gidlow movie show, as if anything, it's less remote because it'll be just one state that we're broadcasting in. We might do some sort of camera thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But, yeah, well, thank you guys for listening to this. One day it'll be on iTunes. Yes. Whenever I can figure it out. I actually have a lead, so I tried using just Dropbox as my main thing. By the way, there's a download link for this podcast if you're not listening to it, the MP3. It's always in the description. I tried to use Dropbox before, and you apparently can't link RSS feeds via that way. So I'll figure it out. Thank you guys for watching, listening, whatever.
You.
Tom, I hope you feel better next time.
Yes, I need to feel better.
All right.
Much better.
Well, see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.